time for our lead stories.
You are already sort of a cybernetic symbiote. Neural nets are taking over from regular programming. So you are connected.
I'm for the robots.
Yep. So
it happened.
Elon has botted
the roller
Twitter.
coaster of emotion that has been this year.
Yeah.
The secret plans, the failures, the successes. It's all led up to this one moment. And what is this one moment? The culmination of drama. Well, Elon gave us the payoff, I think.
Yeah, he
in this one clip, which surely everybody is familiar with now.
Yeah, so he tweeted out, entering Twitter HQ. Let that sink in. And it is accompanied by a 9-second video, currently about 42 million views in a day. So that's a lot of the world population seeing this thing on Twitter. But here it is. Sound is not great.
Yeah. Well, we should probably explain it. This is Elon walking into Twitter HQ, carrying what seems to be a kitchen sink. Wow.
That's exactly what it is. He's carrying a sink.
Powerful imagery. Oh, goose pimples, Gons, goose pimples. What a effective troll this young man is. Now, I thought it was kind of a little bit of mixed messaging, because usually, you know, the kitchen sink metaphor is says, oh, we're getting rid of everything,
you throw
including the kitchen sink.
Yeah, you throw it out.
Or we're putting everything in this soup except for the kitchen sink, or is it including? I'm actually realizing that this sort of old-timey idiosyncratic metaphor, I'm not really sure exactly which direction
I think that's the whole point with a lot of these metaphors and memes these days. It's sort of ambiguous.
I didn't know it was, I will bring the kitchen sink to work. Maybe it's your bring your kitchen sink to work.
Doesn't look like
Twitter.
a kitchen sink. That looks like a bathroom, public restroom sink.
Well, maybe he just needed a new sink in the executive bathroom suite at the top of the tower.
You know, this is also, it could be a way for scorpions to sneak into Twitter, you know?
Oh, sink scorpions. Yes. We all know that they have sort of a Stargate series of flumes that they can travel from sink to sink. That's a deep cut for any new listeners. I apologize. You'll catch up with the lore soon. There was this article from CNN. Of course, it's everywhere. Elon Musk will have to pay 3 fired Twitter executives nearly $200 million. And I loved this framing of it because everybody else, all the other outlets are, you know, Elon's first day fires 3 or 4 executives. The number remains to be seen. Elon Musk cleaning house at Twitter. Elon Musk on a rampage. And the CNN headline is Elon Musk needs to pay a lot of money.
Still has to pay money.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting shifting of the headline. Elon Musk will have to pay 3 fired Twitter executives nearly $200 million, as if it caught him by surprise. Yeah. Like, oopsies. It reads like this. The 3 top Twitter executives whom Elon Musk fired Thursday will walk out the door with about $187 million of Musk's money.
A weird way to put that. Musk's money.
No, I love it because they got to frame it as a victory. Here, you know, former CEO Parag Agrawal, former CFO Ned Segal, and former chief legal officer Vijaya Gadde were ousted after Musk took control of the company late Thursday, according to a source familiar with the situation. They would have received a large chunk of that money, even if they had stayed on board under the new ownership, and they and other shareholders will receive payouts from Musk after he bought their shares at $54.20.
$4.20, bro.
Each. That's funny. He got the $4.20 in there. Yeah. So most of that money they're getting from selling their shares, which is money they would have gotten otherwise. There is a bit of a golden parachute attached to that. And they get into the nitty gritty details, which is incredibly uninteresting. But
let me.
Yeah. It is. I find it just when you take the mindset, this is obviously CNN writing to the layman, right? Trying to set the stage for, they got fired, but look at all this money they got. When you're at this elite level of corporate oligarchy, the money really isn't the most important thing anymore. These people already had more money than they could have possibly spent in a lifetime, and indeed probably generations of their family. They had so much money already. The money means almost nothing. The real hit is the loss of power. This position at Twitter, not just corporate power or whatever, I get to be the boss, but, direct pipelines to the intelligence agencies, FBI. You've got the Biden administration making requests of you, which in the quid pro quo world of Washington means, then the administration owes you a favor, these types of things. That's a level of power that these three people will definitely be missing. And the money is almost inconsequential.
Yeah. So a lot of people are noticing at least two of the three that are mentioned here have Indian descent. Parag Agrawal, who's born in Rajasthan. His father was a senior official at the Indian Department of Atomic Energy, and mother was a retired economist professor from a university, a technical institute in Mumbai. And he's a lot younger than I thought. Born in 1984. That's an interesting year to be. And so, yeah, the other part is his, or who was it? The other lady, what is her name? I lost it. I lost her name. I lost her thing. Hold on. Let me find it real quick.
Let's see. It was in the first thing about
Vijaya Gandhi. Yes. I think she's the one that has a connection to Stanford University. Maybe they both do. But it's an interesting detail because we just had a new prime minister in the UK who is a Stanford graduate who is of Indian descent. So it's almost like a little musical chair. It's like, all right, well, we'll plug him in here in the UK, but then Twitter in America, leave, get out, switch it up.
Twitter in America, leave.
The other thing too, real quick, Elon paid $44 billion for Twitter, correct?
Right.
Yeah. So one of the things that's been interesting, this 44 number has been popping up recently. New York Post. So I know you mentioned this, Basil, when we last talked about this, but Liz Truss resigns. New York Post had the headline 44 days in office, which I thought was weird. But then other outlets were carrying 45 days. The USA Today had 45 photos highlighting her 45 days as prime minister. And, there's always that significance of the numerical significance of 44, saying, the number of the days of Jesus's ministry post crucifixion. Yeah, you can count it that way or whatever. There's like angelic numbers and interpretations if you want to get into all the new agey stuff. The new agey people have a lot of meanings behind those numbers, or every number really. But it's almost like Liz Truss wanted, because 44, one of the things with 44 is there's change coming. There's like a newness. There's a reform. So it's maybe she wanted it, but she doesn't get it. Instead, Elon gets all the shine. I don't know. There's just some dot connections to be had.
Okay. Yeah. The number's showing up a couple times. Love it. And it's interesting. The day after Elon takes control, of course, he did similar things to his first day of control of Twitter, which was freeze all code updates, make some moves as far as unbanning people or unrestricting algorithms. I have yet to see the incredible boost in followership that happened last time, but I also have not tweeted in a while, so I'll give that a try, see what happens. But most interestingly to me today, #liberalism is a mental disorder started trending.
Do you think that was his first thing when he walked into the back office there? He's like, let's get this trending.
He just pressed the big off button, I think is what it is, because now we're seeing
whatever
as far as holding trending topics back, which was a documented and admitted tactic of Twitter, was they would stifle actual trending things and push their own trends. And of course, the day Elon takes over, liberalism is a mental disorder is allowed to trend. Also, Wuhan is trending. which I don't know. Maybe that would have happened before, depending on the stories. But anywho,
I have
big changes. We'll see if it continues.
I have 33-year-old Wall Street wonderkind is the CEO of PF Chang's, and he's giving the chain a complete makeover. He's a black guy who owns a Chinese chain restaurant in America, who's 33 years old. He's a Wall Street wonderkind. So maybe that's how they have to switch tactics to get the messaging out. Or maybe it's a distress signal.
About what? About PF Chang's?
No.
What are you talking
being
about
featured on Twitter, getting the message out on Twitter. Maybe the 33-year-old, just random. It's almost like a distress signal. Like 33, we're getting censored by Elon, like the mainstreaming the propaganda progressive lizard people.
Oh no,
are freaking out.
It happens a lot. The Billy Baldwin blue check mark over here is doing the same thing that happened the first time, which is, Elon wants Twitter. Yeah, well, he thinks free speech is cool. Well, let's do a big thread and be mean to him. We'll see if he censors this. And it's just like thousands of people like, yeah, let's be mean to Elon. He'll censor us and then we can make a really good point. And if he doesn't censor us, then we can be mean to him, which is a hilarious sort of hypocrisy when it comes to, they wanted Twitter to not be a bully pulpit. So they censor everybody purposefully. And then when it's not censored, they get joy out of being bullies on Twitter, which is just a wonderful switcheroo.
The social engineering. I mean, it truly is when you step back. They figured out all of our triggers, and they just know how to sway emotions.
They can play us like a fiddle,
yeah,
baby.
It's crazy. It's insane.
Play us like
especially
a fiddle.
in the context of different party lines. The world affair
that's
party
why
lines.
We always say, watch out who's pulling your strings, folks.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody pull your strings.